Rain poured down in sheets, turning the sky a dull gray. It was the kind of rain that drowned out all other sounds, with droplets hammering against the windows like tiny fists. Sarah and her group of friends, all film students, were heading out to shoot their final project for class. They had chosen an old, abandoned mansion just outside of town. Rumors about the house had swirled around for years, but none of them took it seriously. After all, it was perfect for their low-budget horror film. As their car rolled up the long, winding driveway, the mansion loomed ahead, half hidden by the fog and rain. The place was massive, a decaying relic of an era long gone. It had once been home to the Blackwood family, who mysteriously disappeared in the early 1900s. Some said it was haunted. Others believed the family had fled after some terrible tragedy. None of them knew the real story. The crew consisted of Sarah, her boyfriend Mike, and their friends Jess, Daniel, and Trevor. Armed with cameras, flashlights, and their hastily scribbled script, they piled out of the car. The rain was relentless, soaking them in seconds. Mike, the group's self-proclaimed leader, insisted they get inside before the equipment was ruined. The mansion creaked as they pushed the heavy, weather-beaten doors open. Inside, it was colder than outside. The air smelled of damp wood and mildew, and the silence was suffocating. The group set up in the grand foyer, its marble floors cracked and stained with age. A grand staircase led up to the second floor, its banister twisted with intricate carvings. "This place is perfect," Sarah said, her voice echoing. She snapped a few photos with her phone, impressed by the atmosphere. Creepy as hell. Unbeknownst to them, they weren't alone. As they moved about the house, an old clock in the corner began ticking, its hands moving of their own accord. A shadow darted across the far wall, but no one noticed. They were too busy setting up their scenes. By the time they started filming, the sun had begun to set, casting long, eerie shadows across the room. The storm outside intensified, lightning flashing every few minutes. Sarah felt a chill that wasn't just from the cold air. There was something unsettling about the place, something that made her skin crawl. But she shrugged it off. This was exactly the mood they needed for their film. They began filming a scene where Jess, playing the lead, walked up the staircase with a candle, calling out for her missing sister. The flickering candlelight cast strange patterns on the walls, and the floor creaked with every step. The script called for a scare, something subtle like a gust of wind or a door slamming shut. But as Jess reached the top of the stairs, something else happened. The door to one of the rooms swung open slowly, as if someone had pushed it. Everyone froze. Mike, holding the camera, chuckled nervously. "Nice timing, right?" "I didn't do that," Jess whispered, her eyes wide. "Must have been the wind," Daniel said, but his voice wavered. The group laughed it off and continued filming. But as the night went on, strange things kept happening. Footsteps echoed from the second floor when no one was up there. Lights flickered, though the power had been out for years. Doors opened and closed on their own.